All right, finally, last of the anniversary 8 buffs, and we're talking about Summer Abigail. Now, literally right before like this anniversary happened, I think like 2 months ago, I released my own review about Summer Abigail, saying how I wish that if they buffed her, they made her battery targetable, because that would make her a cool alternative to being forced to use Oberon for that like last uh wave in farming, when like Abigail could be a debuffer instead of a buffer and still work for 50% charges. That is not the route they went down. I mean, it's not like they can't ever go down that route. It's still very much a possibility. It's just now it's less likely. Instead of her strictly being a debuffer, they gave her some firepower. It does mean that she works a lot better in Vitch comps, like significantly better, that she's not fully debuff focused. But let's get started. The live stream is literally about to start in 9 minutes. So it's either I'm missing the first couple minutes or gonna actually get this done in 10 minutes. Not likely to happen. Okay, first off, she gets more wholesome as you ascend her. So if you don't like Ascension 1, she's too much like Kuro, level her. All you have to do is level her to like 50 and ascend her, and then she's in a much more wholesome bathing suit. Base attack, and I say this because like there are too many lollies that are dangerous beasts in FGO. We don't need these little girls wearing this skimpy bathing suits. All right, 11.7k attack. It's a good base number. Like she's a foreigner. I'm pretty sure they don't get a class modifier. They don't. Good base attack. It wasn't like it's a Jarter situation where her farming was bad because her base attack was bad. No, it's just she didn't have damage. HP, it's okay. It's 14k, which is always good, but it's not super high either. Star weight, star gen are foreigner numbers, and she does have double quick, which I really enjoy on foreigners. I think like anything above like 15% star gen, I lean more towards them having double quick than them not having it. If they have to sacrifice the buster card, oh well. For her, it is better that she has double buster instead of double arts. She's a buster unit. First skill, puts people to sleep for 2 turns. It is like a stun, but it doesn't work on stun immunity. If you hit them, they will wake up. But until they wake up, they lost all their buffs. And you hit them for 50% defense down while the sleep is active. So before you wake them up, you are going to do wake up slap from Pokemon. That is what this skill is. It is hypnosis plus wake up slap in the same fucking move. Yeah. If you play Pokemon, you know how much wake up slap fucking hurts, especially if you're on a normal type like a Snorlax. That shit fucking that shit is break bar level of damage in Pokemon. This is just as bad. Second skill is what got buffed. It is Mass Hysteria, and they buffed it to Midsummer Nights. So they did not change anything about this skill for this part. The terror and the defense down. They didn't change that from my understanding. What they did change is reduce the cooldown from 7 to 6, which is very important for buster farming. And then they made the cooldown. They gave the skill a 30% buster buff for 3 turns. This is exactly what Abigail needed to actually work with Vitch, because even Koyansky of Dark could work with Vitch. Abigail just doesn't need Oberon to do the farming now. Koyanskaya still needs Oberon. So that's how you want to distinguish the two. There you go. Now they're not just the same, like same but different. Even though like Vitch, like a little bit now because they both have the 30% buster, but again, it's still different. They're still different units. Abigail doesn't do dots, Vitch does. They have differences in their kit, and that's fine. Third skill, 50% battery, debuff success rate 30% for 3 turns, reduce buster resistance 30% for 3 turns. Okay, now I'm like, I just did Anastasia, and I said that she needed debuff success rate. I see Abigail have it on her fucking battery. I'm like, okay, now there's no excuse. Please give it to her on her charisma, because she could use it to fight off the stupid fucking magic resist some of these servants have. Like 50% if they have goddess and magic resist EX combo. Like, this is what helps fight it. If you play Honkai, she's basically built like a destruction nihility unit. She does blast damage, which is hitting one main enemy and then splashing the enemies on the side. You can see that with how this works. One enemy's buster res down, one enemy gets put to sleep, and then AoE defense. She's blast. She mainly hits one, then everyone else takes some damage too. That's how you want to use her for farming. I always thought she'd work better as a debuffing farmer support, but that's just me. 2 stars per turn, debuff resistance 12%. This is what lets you use her with Van Gogh. Insanity B+, 9% buster up. Good, she has a buster MP. Divinity for Tickle. Her upstairs is actually like really good, and she has a 5-hit extra attack. If you want to upgrade extra attack, sure, go ahead. You'll get a good return on your investment, but mana loading just to be safe, just for any kind of setups you want to do, so you're not pigeon-held. Excuse me. To only do buster farming, like you can have Abigail one-shot an enemy, like pretty much does she's AoE, but for one enemy she kinda does single target damage. Not very well, but she just debuffs them to fucking hell. Right. MP. Oh yeah. Avenger of Pen doesn't really matter. If she does it, she does it. It's not that important. MP. AoE buff strip for defensive buffs. Yeah. This is just really good. She has 2 ways to buff strip people. This is why I think she's just good as a debuffer instead of a farmer. She does so many debuffs, just like Anastasia. Really is nice that I'm talking about these 2 back to back. She also does defense down. That scales with overcharge. I don't know why. I actually don't know why this happens after damage when this happens before damage. I feel like that's a slight oversight, is what it is. And the reasoning is, if you didn't have this, how do I phrase that? If this happened after damage, this would make a lot more sense, because you weren't going to do damage anyway. But this time you probably will do damage unless they're unremovable, in which case, yeah, then this kind of makes sense. But are you really bringing her to fight unremovable? Are you actually buster farming against unremovable bosses? Because I would just be using this to cleanse. I wouldn't be looking to actually do damage, which again, I guess that's the reasoning why this is after damage. Like, she's not actually going to be the one doing damage. I don't know. I would just prefer this happen before damage. Skills. She's a foreigner. She takes mats. She does not take gems. If you are low on mats, you're going to be hurting. A lot of these you're going to have to farm. And it's not exactly part 1 farming either. Bond CE. 30% MP damage. Debuff immunity for 3 times. That is so funny that a unit that is so heavily debuff focused gives herself debuff immunity. Uh all right, wow, I actually got just speed run this review. I'm probably gonna leave, unlike usual, I'm probably gonna leave the original review up, and this is just gonna be the update with the buff. Uh, and it's mostly because I go way, like, A, this is shorter, and B, I go way more in depth of what I think Abigail should have gotten for her buff, in that video. So yeah, I actually did manage to get this done in 10 minutes. Uh, I won't try to do this that often in the future. And I hope to see you guys in the next one and see what the new servant is. Peace. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like or sub. Hope to see you in the next one. Peace.